connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global.
Good afternoon. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. The Alliance demands accountability for forfeited assets. 9 CDF projects worth over 6 million kwacha commissioned in Chikankata. And Zelensky held significant White House talks as Sturmer chairs Ukraine security guarantee meeting. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. The Tonse Alliance has expressed concern over accountability in the handling of property and funds forfeited to the state by in the past 4 years. According to the Alliance, agencies such as the Zambia Police Service, the Anti-Corruption Commission, and the Drug Enforcement Commission have collectively seized assets and funds estimated at more than 3 billion kwacha, without disclosing how these resources have been managed or utilized. In a statement, Patriots for Economic Progress PEP President and Tonse Alliance spokesperson Sean Temple warns that the absence of transparency raises fears of possible abuse, misappropriation, or outright theft of the forfeited assets by law enforcement officers and senior government officials. Mr. Tembo says the Alliance is demanding that government immediately account for all property and funds seized between 2021 and 2025 by publishing a comprehensive list. He says the list must clearly indicate the date of forfeiture, the individual or entity from whom the property was seized, the law enforcement agency responsible, the value of the assets at the time, as well as their current value. The Tonse Alliance stressed that public trust in law enforcement institutions can only be restored if government upholds transparency and ensures accountability in the management of forfeited assets.
As Tonse Alliance, we have noted with concern that over the past 4 years, various law enforcement, including the Zambia Police Service, the Anti-Corruption Commission, and the Drug Enforcement Commission, have forfeited from members of the public property and funds estimated at over 3 billion kwacha, with no accountability of how these funds and property have been utilized, if at all. This lack of accountability of property and funds forfeited to the state raises the possibility that there might be abuse, misappropriation, and possible outright theft by these law enforcement agencies and senior government officials.
Meanwhile, Tonse Alliance National Youth Chairman Celestine Mukandila has accused the government of being extremely selfish in its push to amend the Republican Constitution. Speaking when he featured on the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue program, Mr. Mukandila reveals that the courts had flagged about 9 provisions of the Constitution with which the government sought to alter. He questions the process behind the proposed constitutional changes, particularly Bill 7. Mr. Mukandila has asked how did the government come up with Bill number 7 and who told them that those provisions needed to be amended. He has further argued that Zambians have a legitimate expectation that any attempt to amend the constitution should involve broad and inclusive consultation rather than unilateral decisions.
Is unconstitutional. This president did not listen. That is why I'm saying we need to be very careful to know that not everyone who is singing, I want to be president, I want to be president, should be given an opportunity. We need to give people who are going to protect the sanctity of this constitution. This president did not listen when we told him. Civil society organizations went and told him to say, Bwana, the model you have used is not the right one. The Law Association of Zambia told this president that Bwana, the model you are using is not the correct one. But he did not listen. What did we do? We had to force him. We had to force that Bill 7 should fall. How? By going to court. Now, these are avenues we have as a Zambian people. We decided to take up a basic duty of every citizen to protect and defend the Constitution, took it to court, and we succeeded. And the court indicated that about 9 provisions of the Constitution were vilified, were abrogated by this government in the coming up of with Bill 7.
Mr. Mkandira also has expressed gratitude to the late 60th Republican President Edgar Chagwa Lungu for providing opportunities to young people, noting that most leadership portfolios within the Tonse Alliance are currently held by youths.
Well, realistically speaking, like I indicated, thanking Dr. Edgar Lungu for giving me an opportunity as a young man, and you'll be able to realize that Lungu had a vision to include youths and young people into the leadership of the country, especially that when you look at the alliance itself, you'll be able to realize that the portfolios given to most of us were young, fresh blood, fresh ideas, and very novel.
Race has been driven by a nationwide increase in school enrollment, with over 2 million children returning to school since the policy's introduction. He notes that the surge in enrollment has placed pressure on existing infrastructure, prompting government intervention through the CDF. Mr. Lukwanda says these interventions are part of the government's broader commitment to ensure that the free education policy is matched with adequate infrastructure and teaching resources.
Has received 2,797. We have provided 1,535 desks with 31 classrooms. And in Chilanga, we have 3,620 desks and 24 classrooms. While in Lusaka district, CDF has had works in the education sector focused on installation of solar systems at the National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA, David Kaunda Secondary School, even Horn College, and North Mid Secondary Schools cushion the learners in the ongoing power outages that the country is experiencing.
Challenge area 2025. According to Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga, the victims have been identified as Assistant Superintendent James Peary, 45, of Police Headquarters Operations, and his wife, Chief Inspector Astrida Bwalia, of the Paramilitary Battalion Headquarters Training Wing. Both officers sustained gunshot wounds and are currently admitted to the University Teaching Hospital UTH. Mr. Peary is reported to be in stable condition, while Mrs. Peary remains in critical condition. States that initial investigations indicate the firearm involved in the incident is a Taurus pistol. It's been secured by authorities. He adds that investigations into the circumstances surrounding the shooting are ongoing, and the public will be informed of any further developments in due course. And in other news trends,